I need to seriously start labeling these things different because I keep pressing this one, that entrance, instead of the other entrance. Okay, hold on. Only on Fridays. Only on Fridays. Okay. Because I keep thinking, oh, that intro. Oh, wait, that's not the intro I wanted. Okay. So this is the intro I wanted.
Fighting for me and keep showing your love and support.
All right, that's a lot better. Hi, everybody. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Caroline, Emily, Sammy, Dozer. I see Facebook user. So if you're on Facebook and you're in the group and you're there, you for me to see your name, you have to approve in. Oh, I see who it is now. It's just Donna. Hi, Donna. Not that it's just Donna. Donna's a very important person to me. There's Maxine, Jinx. So hi, everybody. So I kind of wanted to do this new thing every Wednesday morning because I know the UK people, you guys are on like opposite of what we are at. So I thought this would be kind of a fun thing to do. Hey, Nicola. Hey, Carol. So, you know, just touch base with everybody because I know Fridays we do it in the evening time. Hi, TJ, which works out for, you know, that works out for a lot of people, but I've done it now. Yay, Donna! But like also, you know, it's difficult time for other people. So it's just my thought to just do this every Wednesday morning around this time. Maybe, you know, maybe a little bit around, maybe a little bit later next time. I don't know. So between 9 and 10 o'clock my time in the morning. I just got home from work, kind of situated myself, getting some letters out to Brendan. I got a whole stack of them ready to go from Be Brendan Brave. And awesome news, I got the new postcards. So, hold on. Let me make sure my hair is okay. So I got the new postcards in today, or yes, a few days ago actually. Here, oh my gosh. This background, I swear. Okay. Virtual background. You just get to see my messy room. Here are the new postcards that I have. I'm expecting the older ones too. So, you know, if you want, as soon as I get the older ones, if you ask for postcards, I'm going to be sending you a bit of both. But I sent a bunch of these out to people yesterday. If you would like just these postcards, now's the time to ask for them. Email me. I believe I put my email in the description down below. Yeah, there's my email in the description. So you could email me your address and I'll send these to you. Yeah. And another good news is I have the supporter packs. And I've kind of been holding off on posting them because the company, I'll definitely send you some, Caroline. The company who makes them, they sent me the wrong number of these pens that I ordered. So I only have like 10 or 9 of them. And I want to get these out to people, but I'm hesitant on saying I have this stuff ready to go when it's not exactly ready to go. So, and plus now I'm starting to rethink these pens. Like, so I have a bit of surprise for the rally. I actually ordered a bunch of buttons that I was just going to be giving out during the rally. So I might just kind of like switch the surprise button with these and then just hand these out at the rally and then just put the surprise button in instead, because these are kind of bulky, as you can tell, to mail. And I've tried mailing 2 of them, so I'm hoping to see how that works out. But I think it would just be better if I mailed out pens. No, the postcards, don't even worry about it. The postcards are strictly meant for sending to Governor Evers. They only cost me a stamp to send you. It really is not that big of a deal, so you don't have to worry about the postage. You don't have to pay for me for anything. If you do, like, in all honesty though, if you do send me money for postage, then it will get put towards buying more stamps. So I mean, that's up to you. I'm not asking for anything like that. This is completely and totally been out of my own pocket, and I don't mind at all, because this is just something I really, truly, strongly believe in for Brendan to help somehow. Which, I mean, if the postcards have been going fantastic, because I get these big boxes of 500 postcards, and already, almost half of them are gone. So this is awesome. And but yeah, no, honestly, yeah, no, just send me your address and I'll send you a bunch. So it's no worries on that. And like I said, on the supporter packs, I'm probably going to be switching out pens and then just giving these away at rally if anybody wants a pen at rally. And then just put the ones I'm getting in the supporter package. And then, like I said, you'll be getting a magnet, you'll be getting a sticker, you'll be getting another sticker, you'll be getting a pin, these pins, and then you'll be getting another pen. Hey Carrie, hey Roxana. So, oh, and a keychain. You'll be getting a keychain, a little keychain. They're limited supplies. I only have like 48 or so, and they're literally at first come first serve, and whatever doesn't sell online I'll bring with me to the rally, and then whatever's left is left. So, and like I've said before, I'm planning on selling the initial package. It's going to be $20, and then if you want, for an extra $5, you can get a bumper sticker and a wristband. So, but yeah, that's plans with that. Postcards and that, and I just yeah. So hopefully everyone's doing okay out there, and hopefully everyone's staying positive and doing good things. And how do we get those? I'll be posting here soon on Facebook as far as the instructions, but it's pretty much going to be email me or PayPal me the money, and then I'll, with your address, and then I'll send it out to you. Also, another thing, if people, I know I caught one person recently who paid money towards the gas card fund, and then I just recently sent her button and her little note from Brendan. If you've donated to the gas card fund and you still haven't received your button, please let me know, and I will get that out to you ASAP. Because I want to make sure everyone, feels included, and, so thank you. I like the keychains. They're cute. I guess in my mind, I was hoping they'd be slightly bigger, and I just didn't realize it would be as small as it was, but they're cute. They're cute. A lot of people don't like big keychains, so, they're probably, I'm not sure. I'm gonna ask Brendan, because we raised so much money this last time. We raised like $800 for both Pete and Barb. So I mean, I'll check in maybe in a couple of weeks and see how that's going, because I know gas is really expensive, and I know that Barb has a truck, and I think Pete just has like a regular car, but yeah. I just got your email, Robin, and I'll send you a bunch of postcards ASAP. Just letting you know. But yeah, I'm sorry for petrol. Yeah, that's the American way. We call it gas. You guys call it petrol. But yeah. So we'll see. And honestly, like, what was I gonna say? Oh, I'll message you, Caroline. I'll message you. Last I heard, he's doing okay. I could ask him how he's doing. I've recently made actually a couple of deposits into his account, because there are some people overseas who can't do it because they're overseas, so they do. But I can ask him how that's going and if he needs anything. I know a lot of you guys write to Brendan, and sorry. Just writing. I can't write and talk at the same time. I know a lot of you guys write to Brendan. And I know you guys can honestly ask him these questions yourself too. Like, and he doesn't mind answering. Like, do you need anything? Can I help you with anything? And honestly, he's very open about that. If he wants something or needs something, and he's like, yeah, sure, you can get me a toothbrush or something. You know what I mean? Like, so don't be afraid to ask him those questions, because that's, in the beginning when I was writing, I still ask him, now, do you need anything? Like, can we help you with anything? But yeah, I think he's doing okay on a lot of things. As far as you can only donate, you can only put money into his commissary if you're an American. You could send the money to his mother, Barb, in her PayPal, and she'll deposit the money for him. You can do it through me if you want. I don't mind doing that, although I recently found out there is a card limit. that you can do that. I found that out this week, so I still have to donate some money, put some money on there from stuff. The merchandise store, like what Nicola is just mentioned, you know, I do have merchandise. In the description, there's a link to the merchandise store where you can buy a free Brendan Dassey t-shirt or sticker, and all the funds for that will go directly to Brendan. Those rally t-shirts, so the rally t-shirts, they're going between Stephen and Brendan. So, and I'm going to be making a deposit here soon into Stephen's account. Because I recently saw that Sandy Greenman made a post in her group, "Free Stephen Avery is innocent." I saw that she said Stephen's getting really low on his commissary, so I messaged Sandy and I let her know that I'm going to, because my original plan was I was going to wait until the t-shirts, until after rally, to deposit the money from the t-shirts all at once and just get it done and over with at once. And then, of course, I was going to post, you know, in my group and into a few other groups, you know, proof that you know, they made the deposit. But because Stephen's so low on his commissary right now, I told her I would go ahead and just start that process now and get the money, and then send Brendan his money and Stephen his money, so just, you know, to help him out. You know, Emily, I got your email, and I will send you your postcards ASAP. Hey, Millbilly, welcome. Always happy to see you, Millbilly. But yeah, so that is something I'm going to be doing. But yeah, the t-shirts in the store that don't have Stephen on it, those like the Brendan t-shirts, that money goes directly to Brendan. And then these supporter packs I'm going to be selling here soon. As soon as I get the last piece to it, all that money, 100% of that money is going to be going to Brendan. So if you give me $20 to send you a supporter pack, Brendan's getting $20. So yeah. I know some people have asked, you know, why haven't you done this for Stephen? And the main reason is that I don't really know Stephen that well. Brendan trusts me 100% with the money that I raise to give to him. And I don't want to stress Stephen out. I think that what I do is really easy and simple, and anybody can do it. And I will gladly help anybody who wants to do this for Stephen, because I think it should be done. You know, I'll gladly help someone set up a merch store for Stephen, but someone who Stephen really trusts should do it. That's what I'm trying to say here. It would just be better, I think, that way. And you know, Sandy can find somebody, I'm sure, you know, or if anybody out there who's like, hey, I can do that. Anybody can do what I do, honestly. It's not really super duper hard. It's just time consuming. It's a lot of time consuming. Like, I'm still trying to find time to make this t-shirt. Stephen Avery, Brendan Dassey's uncle. I'm still trying to find time to make the t-shirt for rally for children. If anybody wants to buy one for children, and the t-shirt would say, it could be me. And it would be available for youth. And it's just an option if you wanted to bring your kid and have them, you know, participate like that. It's not, you don't have to do that though, but it's just a thought that I had. I kind of had that somebody brought it up to me, and I was just like, that's an amazing idea. And I think yeah. So, but yeah, yeah, it's cute and it's heartbreaking at the same time. But it's the truth, right? It could literally be anybody, and we see every day in the news more and more people who are released from prison who were incarcerated at young ages, 14, 15, 16. You know, it's crazy, and it's hard to look through all that stuff and know who, you know, you really have to know, you know, case details, but like, I don't, it's insane to me how often it does happen in America, and people don't really see it or realize it, or they see the headlines and they think automatically like, oh my God, that guy's guilty, or, you know, it's just insane. So, but yeah, it could literally, and I always say this, you know, Brendan Dassey was not the first one, and he won't, and unless Governor Evers does something, he will not be the last in that state. I will buy that kid's shirt, but I'm not taking the rally. Mama needs a break. I don't blame you. We are gonna have so much fun, Carrie. You have no idea. We're gonna have so much fun. Are they both in the pen? Yes. So those are if you can. Oh, same pen. No, they're not in the same pen. No, they're at two different prisons. I don't think they're allowed to communicate due to the nature of the crime, sort of thing, because they're both incarcerated for the murder of the same person, so they're both considered accessories to one another. So I don't think they're allowed to communicate to one another, which is kind of sad in a way because that's your family, you know. But yeah, Steven's at Waupun and Brendan's at Oshkosh. You know, there's a documentary Making a Murder. That's why we're all, you know, we all watched it and we're all here. But it really does talk really well about from the beginning for Steven all the way to now. It is sad. I was actually watching a documentary or maybe a news report. This was years ago. And there was these brothers who were convicted of doing a crime together. Was it the Mendez brothers? Maybe it was the Mendez brothers. I don't know if anybody knows who the Mendez brothers are. They're the brothers that killed their parents. And they both were incarcerated. Yeah. Sorry, my hand is cold, so I'm moving it. And they're both on life in prison. And yeah, I'm not going to argue whether I think obviously they did kill their parents, but it was about the reason why. So that's not what. Anyway, but like one brother and the other brother, and I think these were these two brothers, but like when you're convicted of the same crime, you're not allowed to see each other, and they, you know, they're brothers, and they have, you know what I mean, like. And I think I watched a thing on how they were allowed to finally see each other, like have a visit, like have a 30-minute visit, and just like, you know, hug each other, and just like, I don't know. Despite how you might feel about certain things, whether they're innocent, whether they're guilty, whether the parents deserved it, whether they didn't, just, I don't know. We're all human at the end of the day, and just watching two brothers who hadn't seen each other in like 20 years give each other a big hug, and just like, it was really touching, you know. it sucks that that's how the prison system is. So if you do a crime with a family member, you may never see your family member ever again. Not that Brendan and Steven did a crime. They didn't. They're innocent. But you know what I'm saying. But yeah, making a murderer. Hey, Mary, welcome. Yeah, it's sad. Dozer, my understanding was the state prosecutor tried to argue that it was for drugs and money because the parents were wealthy. But the brothers stated that there was sexual abuse going on, that the father was sexually abusing one or both of them. So it was more or less of them escaping that abuse. But I don't know. Honestly, I never. There's a documentary out there. I know there's actually a couple of them. You could watch that kind of really dive into it. I don't really know what the possible truth could be in that. You know what I mean? I would never say that somebody story abuse isn't real. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was pretty. I tried watching one and it got pretty graphic. Like they were really graphically talking about the details, and I was just like, oh my, I can't. That's a hard watch. Stuff like that. Like there's another documentary called oh, it's about the nuns. Oh, I can't think of the name. It's about the nun that got murdered, and then this Catholic schoolgirl. She witnessed or she knew about the murder and she blocked it out because she was going through abuse. I tried to watch that, and it was hard to stomach, to be honest with you. The Keeper, yeah, that's it. So there's actually a lot of that I had to fast forward through in that one because it was just that's too graphic. You know what I mean? I can't. But I mean, it's they're out there on Netflix if you ever want to watch them go through. My mom went to a Catholic school too, Nicola. Yeah, they just confiscated them. Yeah, my mom went to it. My mom was actually raised Catholic, and she went to a Catholic school, and she actually was sent to a Catholic school to live at for a little bit. And now she converted to Judaism. So so that's that. But when I was growing up, she used to tell me stories about living in the Catholic school, and how she used to sneak out at night and go bar hopping with her friend, and they would do table shark stuff. Like she would try to pretend like she didn't know what she was doing, and she would get money off the guys because she'd be like, oh, I don't know how to play pool. And then she would play pool and beat them. I like turtles too, Bill Billy. Yeah. I like horror movies. Yeah, horror movies are fun to watch too, Joser. I don't mind true crime. I just there's certain things that I'm just like, I don't have the mental capacity. Speaking of mental capacity, happy May, which is Mental Health Awareness Month. You know, one of the things that we talk about, especially with Brendan and Steven, is their mental health, as far as, you know, where they're at and why it's important for us to be positive, you know, and say positive things and write to them about positive topics, and, so, and something that I've noticed that Governor Evers posts, I like comedy too, Millbilly, but I like stupid comedy. Like, it's got to be like Will Ferrell comedy. Anyway, one of the things, you know, about that Governor Evers keeps posting is about how important it is for mental health awareness in schools and with children. And every time I see these things, I want to scream, because you preach this stuff, but then you have wrongfully convicted people in your state prison. And what about their mental health awareness? What about them? It drives me absolutely insane. So when you get a postcard from me and you can't think of something to write, you can bring up like, hey, it's May. And remember when you said that Mental Health Awareness Month and how important it was to, you know, observe that in students? Let me see if I can bring up a tweet, because he's all over the place with this stuff. It was also tourism week, tourism week in Wisconsin, apparently. So go travel, he says. And I told him on Facebook that, oh, I'm definitely traveling out there and soon to stand in front of your office. So yes, may the 4th be with you. Yay, Star Wars Day as well. Woo! I'm really sorry to hear that, but I'm glad you got help, Dozer. I mean, it's important to know that, you know, no matter what you're going through in life, you have people that love you and that are there for you. And I think that you're a very strong person for getting help that you need, even if you don't feel like you got the help. Even if you feel like you were forced to help, I just want you to know that I'm very proud of you. It's also Teachers Appreciation Week. How many things do they need in a week out there? Someone just messaged me. Well, let's have something else. Access to prevent healthcare, Roe versus Wade, blah, blah, blah. Secretary Week, Secretary Day, he did that. Always impressed with technician interns. Here, you can see what I see. Can you see what I see? I have depression and chronic anxiety, which means I'm constantly freaking out, but also feel like just laying there. Constantly feel like I'm freaking out, but also just kind of like, whatever. It's fun. I suggest it for everybody. I don't. That was a joke. So let's see. Arbor Day, root beer. Oh, here is his joke. What does a tree drink? Root beer. Indian to announce my executive order. There's the new buses that they did. Earth Day. Of course, now that I'm trying to point it out, I don't see it anywhere. Climate change. Oh, you know what? I see it on? Not this one. Tony. Because this one is, that one was just his governor. This is the one where he uses his election stuff, where he tries to push his election agenda. And this is the one where he talks about children in schools and yeah. Today marks the end of Every Kid Healthy Week. I love seeing our kids succeed in the classroom, and when students have their right support, they succeed. That's why I continue to send important mental health resources to our classrooms with our Kids Get Ahead initiative. And I always say, if you really cared about children, if you really cared about the children in your state and the mental health of them, then you would care about them being dragged out of the classroom and then interrogated for crimes they didn't commit. Having that mental torture of being interrogated for hours, being made to think that you raped and murdered somebody just so that he can confess just to get out of there, and then to never return home again. Like, that's kind of an important mental health thing, Tony. And then he always used this saying, what's best for our kids is best for our state. What? You don't care that children are being incarcerated, for crimes that they didn't commit. Is that what you really think is best for your state? Like, if you honestly cared about, and I don't care who it is, if you honestly cared about children and children's well-being, then what happened to Brendan Dassey would bother you. That's honestly how I feel. Because Brendan Dassey was a child. I don't care. And, a lot of people are like, well, he's old enough to know that yeah, you're right. At 16, you're old enough to know the difference between right and wrong and blah, blah, blah. But you still are a child. You're mentally a child. You have, children aspects in life. You're not an adult. You're not responsible. It's just, I'm sorry, anybody in my mind, anyone under the age of 21. Like, I know that you can smoke and stuff, but like, you're not there with the rest of us. Hi, Broken Justice. I agree, Broken Justice. I think the teachers should have held Brendan and said, no, you cannot take this kid until the parents come and then escort the kid with you. Like, what? I don't understand how that's okay. And I see it happen a lot. Students get taken away by police, and the parents are called afterwards. Like, what? Why can't you just, like, I'm sorry, if I was if I had a child in school and you called me and said, we're going to arrest your child or send him to whatever, I don't care what I'm doing. I'm dropping everything and I'm going to go pick him up or go with them. And, you know, or at least say, can you hold on until I can get there? Like, Barb was in the middle of court. So realistically, she couldn't just leave court and then rush to go, you know, back to school and then meet with Brendan. But I think that it should be illegal to do that without the parent being present. I think you should be able to say, can you please stop and wait for me? I'm at court. I can't get there right now. But in like an hour or two, just hold him in the principal's office. Tell the cops to go get a coffee and a donut and come back. You know what I mean? Does it have to be right this second? You can wait. But then hindsight's 2020, you know. I think though that if I was the teacher or principal, I would have tried to do something. Be like, no, you can't take this kid. You have to wait for the parents. What's best for the kids is best for Wisconsin. I'm going to keep fighting for our families while I destroy a family completely and rip them apart. While I allow the state to do that, just rip them apart. It's okay. If you cared about children, if you cared about families in Wisconsin, you would care about what happened to Brendan Dassey and his family. Small businesses. Yeah, what's best for our kids is best for our state. My kids get Kids Ahead initiative is bringing important funding to our schools in order to address mental health difficulties that our kids are facing. Again, you know, if you cared about kids in your state, Governor Evers, you would care about what happened to Brendan Dassey and the mental anguish you caused him. Not you personally, but the state caused him over years and years and years of being wrongfully convicted for a crime that he didn't commit. Yeah. Wrongful convictions destroy families. Wrongful convictions destroy families, they destroy communities, they destroy everything from the inside out. When you wrongfully convict one person, your whole community is, in my opinion, is damaged. Hi, Paul. Do we know if Evers is running for the gubernational? Are you talking about the baby thing? I think Governor Evers is running, yeah, but his poll's down. Name a counselor, if I've been school counselor, maybe the counselor would have spoke up, maybe. Maybe. It's possible. After being a teacher for many years, I ran public office because nothing is more important than working with parents, teachers, and students to help every Wisconsinite achieve their dream. My administration will continue to invest in education. Working with parents, teachers, and students to help every Wisconsinite achieve their dream. I'm sure Brendan's wasn't to be wrongfully convicted. Where were you, Tony, when this was happening? I would love to know what Tony's real opinion on this is. Not his political stance, but as a teacher and as a parent, doesn't this hurt you, Tony, what happened to Brendan? Doesn't it just like eat at you that there was a kid in the school system that was taken out by police and interrogated without his parents being there? Without them having a chance to be there? And the school was okay with it. Wouldn't that bother you? Like, why are you not? This is what drives me crazy is that you have this happening, and not only are you ignoring Brendan and his cries for help, but why are you not protecting other children from this happening to? That's what drives me crazy. So that's okay to do that to you, Tony? Like that, I don't understand that. Bye, Nicola. Thank you for being here. That's awesome, Broken Justice. And I know your story is almost the same in a sense that your son was taken out of school and interrogated. I'd love to, maybe next Wednesday you can come up and we can talk about it. I would love it if you come up here and tell your story about it. Because I think just from a perspective of someone who's been through it, Everything, by the way, that Tony is talking about on his page that he advocates for, I'm not against him advocating for. Like, I'm not against education. I'm not against internet. But to me, I'm all like, well, what about Brendan, though? Like, all of this is secondary to me. Brendan's more important than your Wi-Fi internet. Sorry. Democracy is on the ballot this year. Always fight for free. A lot of people bring that up, Paul. So if he was to lose the race for governor, he has a period of time before handing over the office in which he may grant Brandon's wish. I mean, I hope so. I hope that, like I said, I would love to talk to Tony the person and not Tony the governor. I would love to actually have that conversation with Tony Evers, the person, and ask him, like, how does this exactly make you feel? Like, how do you feel about this situation? Like, take away the politics, take away the governor thing, take away, what the Department of Justice is telling you to do and not to do and blah, blah, blah. Like, what do you as a father, a teacher, a grandfather probably even, how do you feel about this? There has to be. There has to be some sort of political reason why. Wisconsin streets are booming. Donations. Okay, I'm going to continue to do what's best for our kids by expanding resources to our kids. Wisconsin schools already improved, are now ranked 8th best in the nation. Unless your kid gets pulled out of school and is interrogated. I don't know if I would want my kid going to a Wisconsin school. Let's be honest, if that's what the reality could happen for them. Or any school, really. Keep Wisconsin moving forward. You refuse to acknowledge that children in your state are being taken and being interrogated and then wrongfully convicted and prosecuted. You are refusing to create laws to stop that from happening. When every state around you is doing that, you refuse to do it. Are you really moving forward, Tony, or are you just kind of like letting it sit there in its awfulness? Oops, I accidentally clicked that. Yeah, but yeah, in order to keep Wisconsin moving forward. How about care about the children in your state? I wonder who was running against Tony Evers. I wonder who is running against Tony Evers. Yeah, I don't think you're being ugly, broken justice. I think you're being just real and truthful about the situation. Yeah, I mean, poor people lose. Rich people win, poor people lose, right? That's what Steven said. Poor people lose. Poor people lose all the time. It happens in education. It happens in all sorts of stuff, you know? Who's running against? Who is running for governor in Wisconsin? It just says, okay, so general election for governor of Wisconsin. We've got Joan, Jess, they're independent. Here's Tony Evers is the only Democrat running. And then, dang, look at all these Republicans. Rebecca, I've seen her on Twitter. Rebecca Calfish is running for election of governor in Wisconsin. She declared candidacy for the Republican Party. Look at that hair bump. How can you not like that? I miss the hair bump. She seems nice. I don't know. I'm not. I don't. Oh, she ran. Okay. Lieutenant Governor of Wisconsin. She assumed office on January 11th. She left office in 19. So she's been in politics for a while. She ran the joint ticket with former Governor Walker. Fisher and Walker won separate recall elections. That recall support replaced the ballot in response to Walker's support for act. She was born in Michigan. She's a journalism career reporter. So she's a reporter initially. Interesting. I don't really see her stance. So here's something that we should probably do. Bye, Broken Justice. Thank you for joining us. She was with Scott Walker, yeah. So Scott Walker is not a great guy at all. He's actually kind of an asshole. He publicly stated a while back ago that he would not pardon or anything about that with anybody. And so the one good thing about Governor Evers I will give him is that he is probably the first governor in a long time in Wisconsin to issue pardons to people that, but you know, he has his criteria, and that's the problem with what Brendan, he doesn't match his quote unquote criteria. But I'm not against pardoning people. I just, you know, obviously Brendan needs help too, though. So, if she has anything in the same sense of Scott Walker, then she probably is not good news as far as that goes. So my question for her would be, how do you feel about how the justice system? How do you feel about people like Brendan Dassey? So that would be my initial questions for her. Or, you know, how do you feel about these issues? I would love to hear them. If you do you believe in pardoning? Do you believe in commutations? Do you believe that children should not? I mean, that's the other thing is that one thing that Brendan's case is he was a child when all this happened. So how do you feel, Rebecca, about oh, is he running again? Scott Walker? Oh, it doesn't look like it. How do you feel about minors being, you know, put through the justice system like this? That's another, like, should minors be trialed as adults? And that's a hot ticket issue right now, especially in Wisconsin, because of the Lily Peters thing happening right now. Yeah. She tweeted the other day about justice reform, but didn't say much. Yeah, see, these are questions that we need to ask her, because the reality is that Governor Evers could fail. I mean, I read an article that his approval rating is down a lot. Evers approval rating. Oh, it rose a little bit. Wait, that was in March. Most governors facing that was November. I saw an article recently that talked about his approval rating went down significantly. Like, the majority is like at 54% right now is against him being governor. My neighbor tried this and he got voted in. Control of my parish, which is street is signed for watching porn. Yeah, you can't based on looks. That's true. Someone can be absolutely gorgeous and beautiful and be a terrible person. Someone could look good on paper, you know, as far as being the governor, and then turn out to be an awful governor. You really don't know. Closely linked to Wisconsin's Senate race. Interesting. The approval ratings for incumbents in different offices parties are down, as officials said. There's no exception. Yeah, poll found that Evers' job approval rating is 45%. Yep. So it's going down. Like, if people are, I see it on Facebook a lot, like, as far as people commenting on his stuff. You know, as far as they're not really happy with what he's doing. I mean, he's made a lot of promises about justice reforming too. Like, that's always something that these people always promise on justice reform, and nothing happens. Like, what have you done recently, Governor Evers, that has touched on justice reform? Like, going back to Twitter, you have not addressed anything about justice reform. he promised that he was going to reduce the population of prisoners and release, people who, have, too long of sentences or whatever, unfairly sentenced. Which I think Brendan would be considered that, because, like, I'm sorry, but, like, Brendan was promised. I'm just not gonna bother with Twitter right now. Brendan was told, if you confess and you take the plea deal, then you'll only get 15, 16 years. And it's been 15, 16 years. And basically, it's been that time where he would have been released by now. But instead, he gave them up until 2048 or 49. And that's ridiculous. Like, why would you, like, to me, it's like, why not just let him go now then? If he technically did the time that you said that he could get, like, then what's the difference? Yeah. He was failed. The state failed him. Teachers failed him. Law enforcement failed him. They failed his whole family. His whole family, I honestly, I don't think they ever really had a chance. They were all manipulated. They were all lied to. They were all, told to believe one thing over another. They were all pitted against each other. They were all, it was just like a really awful thing that wrongful convictions destroy a whole family. It really does. A whole community, even. Yeah, and they still, yeah. Right. Yeah, purposefully. They did it intentionally. They knew that if the families stuck together, they would be stronger together. But they manipulated them to turn against each other in some ways. And in some ways, I think it's still happening. But it's neither here nor there. It's just, it's just really bad what happened. I think they did scare them. I think that they manipulated them and scared them, and I think a few of them are still scared. It's scary when you live in an area that is, like, I'm from a small town, so I kind of understand that small town mentality of you really can't go anywhere without running into certain people. Sorry, it's getting to be my bedtime. You really can't. You really can't run anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, especially if that's that's all you know, and that's your area, that's where your people are, that's where your whole family is. Why should you have to move? Why should you have to change your life because of some law enforcement bullies? Oh, wow. I didn't realize that, TJ. That's interesting. That sucks. But yeah, so, like, when you live in a small town and these people are intimidating and scary. I mean, they threw Steven in prison twice for a crime he didn't commit, and then Brendan, and then who else can they do that to? I think that's a real honest fear that they might have. Like, if it could happen to Steven twice and Brendan once, and Brendan was an innocent kid, and Steven is innocent too, but Brendan's a child. He was a child, and you did this to a child. Who else could you do this to? It's just scare tactics and manipulation, full on. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up because I've been talking. I've been blabbing on for an hour. Thank you all for being here, for stopping by. I will be, like I said, I'll be making posts in the next few days about these supporter packs and getting these out there to you guys. And then I'm going to be sending out more postcards. I got emails from people. If you want a postcard, oh my God, don't even get me started on that one. Oh my God. As a female, as a female, I would have smacked the hell out of him for touching me like that. As a guy, I don't know. Guys aren't taught that. You know what I mean? So I felt so bad for Brendan. Oh my God, the way he touched him like that. So inappropriate. But yeah, I have postcards. So if you want a postcard, email me at the email address in the description down below, and I'll get these out to you. All I need is your name. They're 100% free. And then once I get the supporter packs really going, then you guys, I will give you instructions on how to get those. I sent off a bunch of postcards yesterday, so but don't be afraid to email me again if you feel like I missed you. Sometimes I do miss a person here and there. But yeah, I hope everyone has a great day, and thank you. And let's continue doing what we can to get Brendan home. Because that's what really this is about. It's about fighting for Brendan's freedom.
No, I don't wait for tomorrow. No, I won't give it a break. Don't need to beg, steal, or borrow. Watch me as I walk through this way. I'm busy building an empire. Don't really care what they say. I'm only here for a good time. Drown 'em out like now I'm gonna stay. Not over matter. Take control. All my visions are set in stone. Don't kill my fire. I'm flawless by design. Can't change. No, I don't wait for tomorrow. No, I won't give it a break. Don't need to beg, steal, or borrow. Watch me as I walk through this way. I'm busy building an empire. Don't really care what they say. I'm only here for a good time. Drown 'em out like now I'm gonna stay. Not over matter. Take control. All my visions are set in stone. Don't kill my fire. I'm flawless by design. Can't change my mind. Got too much on the line. Won't waste my time.